My first guest, Emmy-winning and Oscar-nominated actress who has now joined the cast of The Shield. The show has its premiere, season premiere, March 15th on FX. Please welcome Glenn Close. I have to admit, I liked you in the jeans when you come in. I thought the jeans were very sexy, but that looks very nice also.
Well, thank you.
You can kind of go either way. I like that. I like that. How's everything? Everything good?
Yeah, it's really good.
Now, did you happen to see our jaywalking?
I did.
Yeah, it's frightening.
It's frightening.
Did you ever hear
Shame on them.
Did you ever hear that a Fig Newton was not a cookie? Was it ever any doubt for you?
My sister, well, I grew up thinking that the insides of Fig Newtons are squished flies because my sister loved them and didn't want me to eat any of them. So I knew they were cookies.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I didn't want to eat them.
But to find like 5 people who said, "Oh no, it's not a," I don't know where that came from. I don't know what that means. You know, we did a celebrity jaywalking last week. We did this thing where we asked people if you look like celebrities, and one of the people said they look like you. I don't know if you happened to catch this. Did you see it?
No.
Well, she had a fascinating talent. Take a look. Take a look. It's from about a week and a half ago.
Hi, Jay. My name is Lisa, and I'm from New Hampshire. Some people say that I look like Glenn Close. But I'm wondering, can Glenn Close do this?
On the Shield with those guys and do that.
I don't know. So she can do it and you can, is what you're saying. I'll put this back down. What do you?
Oh God, I don't know what to do.
There's another joke, and I'm not even going to touch it. But let me ask you this. Now,
no, really, if all those guys on the Shield see this, I will never live it down.
No,
never.
They go to bed early. I mean, do you have any special talent that maybe people don't know of? A thing like that woman could do that? Oh my God, what a talent, putting a bottle in her mouth. Do you have any? Because we think of you as such a serious.
You did think of me, and look what you have next to you.
Is that what these are for? Are these for you?
Yeah.
You have a talent? You can use?
Well, I used to.
You can juggle?
I used to juggle.
All right.
With the light.
You know, you're right. You used to be able to juggle.
No, right. So.
You know, I don't think it's going to happen.
I was doing it the whole way.
You know, I think you're better off with this. I think you're better off with this.
Juggling like a pro in the back.
You're a very talented woman.
Can't do it with those lights.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we'll take a break. You can catch your breath. More with Glenn right after this. Welcome back. Talking with professional juggler and all-around good sport, Glenn Close. That was very good to even attempt that bottle thing on the. That was amazing.
Attempt?
Well, I mean, it was
I thought
very
I succeeded.
Good. Well, you succeeded, but I mean, to attempt it live on the air, that was quite good. You seemed like an adventurous woman. I like that. And the juggling. Now, did you have to learn? Was it Barnum? Is that
Barnum, the musical Barnum? I learned how to juggle.
Okay. Now, did you ever drop them on stage? I mean,
yes. Not as badly as I just did then.
No, that wasn't bad. I mean, you have sort of almost every thespian has some sort of nightmare theater story. Have you got one? Have you got a good one?
One time in Barn, I ran out. Well, I had a new dresser, and I had a very quick change, and she didn't zip up the dress. Oh. And it was totally open in the back. And so I had to do a whole scene with a totally open dress. And, of course, half the people didn't even notice it. And I one time ran on and fell flat on my face. Things happen all the time.
Now you're doing The Shield. This is your first TV show ever, huh?
No,
Oh, it's
I've done
not?
I've done movies for television a lot.
Okay, but not series.
Not a series.
Okay.
No, it's.
So how did this come about?
brutal.
Did you suddenly decide I want to do this? You didn't want to do it before? What was the?
Well, it wasn't the furthest thing from my mind.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and I heard that they were interested, and I hadn't even seen The Shield. Even then, I kind of heard that it was a good show, and three of them, two FX guys and Sean Ryan, who created the show, came and pretty much seduced me into doing the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I just asked
They
you.
heard
I should
about
have
my
tried
juggling
that.
talent.
Wow. Now, how does that work? Did they bring you copies of the show? They send you flowers and candy?
They sent flowers.
Oh.
They brought DVDs. They had a whole presentation, a whole pitch of the character they wanted me to play. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you then show this to your family and go, hey, you guys, what do you think of this? Or do you just make
Yeah,
these,
I mean, I have a 16-year-old daughter who was kind of addicted to Law and Order, and we sat down and started watching the first year of the Shield, and we couldn't stop watching. And you kind of watch and you go, oh no, oh my God, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I took it to Wyoming to my wonderful parents, who
Okay.
were both 80 years old, and they got addicted to it too.
Now, isn't the language a little racy,
It's
kind of, for
very
mom?
racy.
80-year-old
My mom
Wyoming
said,
mom?
oh, they're so nasty. And she calls me periodically and says, are you still a good person?
Now, have you ever played a cop before? Is this your first time?
I think it's my first time as a cop. I
Okay.
played a colonel in the Army.
Oh, have you ever gotten a ticket?
Oh, I hope it. I got one speeding ticket, and it really was outrageous that the guy even gave me a ticket.
Really?
Yeah.
Where were
Yeah,
you?
it was in Wyoming, in Sublette County.
Okay.
Which is, no population, nothing.
Well, you seem-
Nothing.
well, you're
you know
ki-
Sublette County?
Wow.
You know. You're kidding me. So there's that
That's
long,
the cop that
long
gave you
road.
the ticket. He's here tonight. We brought him out. No, so go ahead. No, I can look.
So you're driving and you see 10 miles that way and 10 miles, you see all the way into the next county.
Yeah.
And I guess the guy was kind of, behind a little hillock or something, because all of a sudden I saw this cop, and where he came from, I don't know. He stopped me, and
How fast were you going?
I don't know, I was maybe 80.
Well, yeah, but the speed limit's 70,
Well,
right?
who cares? There's nothing coming. There's nothing there.
I mean, did you say that to the cop? Did you go,
Yes,
who
I did.
cares? There's
I said,
nothing
I said,
coming.
Oh, come on. I said, you're joking. I said, how
You said
can I-
you're joking?
Yes.
Does that work? What are you, an idiot? What are you, joking, you moron?
No. He knew my dad. My dad probably was his doctor, and he still gave me a ticket.
He knew your dad. He saw you on TV. He saw you in the movies, and he still
didn't
got
care.
He must have really
Those
pissed
are
this guy
Wyoming
off.
people, right? They don't care.
Now, you do a movie, well, movies are long, too. But this, you're banging out one a week. Is it weird to not, first take, we got to go, move on. Is it like that?
Well, I think The Shield is particularly fabulous because I get very bored sitting around movie sets.
Yeah.
You never get bored on The Shield. You're lucky if you get into your camper to go to the bathroom. It's one scene after another. But they shoot it with fluid handheld cameras. So
Right,
half
so
the time
then
you don't even know where the cameras are.
Oh, okay.
So you have to really be on your toes because you say, excuse me, I haven't had my close-up. And I said, oh, yes, you have.
You have.
Long time ago.
So what do you do to kill the time when you're not on?
Well, there's always a lot going on. A lot of musicians on the set.
Yeah.
Chickless is a really good guitar player, and that comes out every now and then. But Jay Carnes, who plays Dutch,
Okay.
He and I immediately started a very vicious backgammon tournament.
A vicious
A lot of
backgammon.
money's been, going back and forth.
Now, you
Yeah.
seem real competitive. Are you competitive? You seem like you might be.
I am. I
Yes,
do.
you seem like
I
now
think
you
that
now
I
you're
do.
being this coquettish with me. But look at that. Look, you look like
Me?
you'd rip the guy's head off. Are you really competitive? Do you get angry
Well,
if you lose?
I do have my Fatal Attraction knife hanging in
Well,
my
that's
kitchen.
Forget about that. Yeah. Are you a bad loser? Like when you get your ass kicked
I'm
in
not as bad a
backgammon?
loser as Michael Chiklis
Oh,
is.
is he a bad? Oh, is he worse? Yeah, bad. Yeah.
We kind of.
Really?
Well,
So
it's
just-
all in good fun.
Describe your character. You're a police captain, is it?
I'm a police captain.
Okay.
They bring me in to command this dysfunctional, chaotic sub-precinct.
Okay.
I pack a gun and I got a shield and.
Well, let's see. We have a clip. Let's take a look.
What are you doing in here?
Our men's room doesn't work. We all share this one.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. You mean we don't share it with you?
terrific. It's March 15th is the premiere. Glenn, thank you very much. A pleasure to have you. What a delightful guest. Thank you very much. We're right back with Gerard Butler right after this. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oops, I'm sorry. Oh, gosh. You know, Glenn, you took so much time, we had to bump Gerard. Good night, everybody. No, I'm sorry. My next guest, terrific actor from Scotland. You know him as the Phantom and Phantom of the Opera. His new movie, Dear Frankie, opens Friday, March 4th. Please welcome Gerard Butler. Have you two just met?
Well, I'm going to have to say something, you know. Yeah, we just met in the dressing room. I just want to...
I was juggling, wasn't I?
Can I just say, we had a full conversation that lasted about 5 minutes and she never dropped a ball.
Really?
She was just like, and I watched her and I went, what happened? What happened?
It's me. I intimidate women. That's what it is.
But can I just say, with reference to Jamie Foxx talking about being whipped by his grandmother, I was whipped by my grandmother.
Really?
I was whipped even more by my mother, and it didn't make me a good actor. Not at all.
Because you were a
I'm not
bad
very good.
actor?
What's that?
They were whipping you because they thought you were a bad actor?
No, but Jamie Foxx was... No. This was... My gran was gone long before I was... You know, he was whipping me for many other things. I guess I need more of it, but...
Now you were just where in Sydney vacationing?
Yeah, I was down in Sydney after the Phantom. It was a heck of a long tour. So I ended up in Asia. I went into Bali and I went to Sydney. In Sydney, okay, this is a little weird, but I saw someone being struck by lightning. I'm pretty sure, but I was standing.
You mean you were pretty sure you weren't?
Okay,
sure?
okay. Let me explain. I was standing, this huge thunderstorm came in over Bondi Beach, and I was standing at this restaurant to the side, went out to watch it, because literally the fault lightning was right in front of us, and there was a few people on the beach, and I was looking down going, why are they there? And literally the biggest piece of fault lightning I've ever seen in my life strikes the beach, and I see somebody fall over. Wow. And 2 minutes later, there's 10 people there, then a vehicle comes out, then there's 2 ambulances, and 4 police cars, yeah, and then the next day it was in the paper that somebody had been struck by lightning. But I think he's all right now, but, you know, I hope, I don't want to, you know...
Well, didn't I read you saved someone once? Did I read that?
Yeah,
What was that?
I did a far better job than I did in Sydney, I tell you. I didn't do anything for him. But,
Yeah, it looks like I got hit by lightning. Oh, well. Can I get another beer over here, please?
I was in Scotland. It was about a year after filming Mrs. Brown. I went for a trip with my mother. I always talk about my mum, don't I? But I went for a trip. We went to the hotel where I stayed at, and the River Tay runs through there. I was lying on the banks and I heard these kids screaming. And I turned around to this woman and said, are those kids in distress? I don't know why I was so formal, but anyway, I walked over and this kid came over screaming, saying, my friend, he's in the river. And I looked in and he'd gone under the water. He came back up, went under, and so I dived out and possibly performed the worst exercise in life-saving. I mean, instead of being like that, you know, I was totally vertical and just swimming and trying to touch the bottom. And then I came out, and of course, conveniently, everybody had now noticed after the fact. So they were all crowded round, but I didn't know what to do, but a guy gave him the Heimlich manoeuvre, and then he was fine, and then I got an award for that, actually.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. Now, let me ask you something.
I tell you, it's the only award I ever got.
Were you able, last time we talked, you were quitting smoking. Last time you were here? How's that going?
It's good. Well, you walked into the dressing room.
Yeah, I did. It's like an opium den when I went in.
I think by the time
What happened?
Well, I had asked my assistant in London to send me hypnotherapy tapes to Tokyo so I could take a holiday, and I was going to listen to them.
You're going to listen to the tapes?
I was going to listen to the tapes. That was going to be my answer. And they didn't arrive in time, so halfway through Bali, I said, it's your fault. I'm not quitting smoking. But I have to tell you, I have tried. I mean, I've had my veins injected with sodium pentothal. I've had my ears electrolyzed.
Your ears electrolyzed?
Yeah, in St. Louis.
Why don't you just try quit smoking? What am I missing here?
I just can't seem to. It's like 34 times now in the last 2 years.
Really?
To quitting smoking. And
Wow.
the last time I actually checked myself into the spa, trained for 11 days, and then I had to go off to do a photo shoot, and that was it. But for 11 days, I
So
really
many
thought.
places here now that you can't smoke, and you
That's
must
right.
suffer.
I know. Well, I suffer. I suffer.
Wow.
Or I stand out in the street. I swear, I spend more time in restaurants out on the street having a cigarette.
Now, I heard when you came to the States, you toured with a carnival.
Yeah, as did you.
I mean, you're not, I did too, but you're better looking than I am. Why would you be in a carnival? You can see why I would be in a carnival. What were you doing?
I had taken the summer off from university, and there was a whole bunch of students. A bunch of my friends were in the carnival. I had spent 3 weeks getting drunk in Venice Beach with 3 Irish guys that I met. And then when I turned up to do the job that I was supposed to do, the company closed down. So they said, we'll come and get you, come and join the traveling carnival. So the next minute, like within a day, I'm in Sacramento or Bakersfield or one of, you know. I went to both in the end, but working on this wacky wire. Has anybody ever heard of the wacky wire?
Wacky wire? What is
Wacky
that?
wire, where you come down with this piece of metal that has a loop in the middle, and you bring it down without touching the wire in the middle. I couldn't even do it for 3 days. Nobody wanted to play because they're like, well, let's see you do it. I'm like, I can't. Why would I do it if you can't? And the first kid, this little kid came up on his own and he gave me $2 and he didn't even get a centimetre. He just, and I went, here, take it back. I thought, I can't do this. Within, you know, yeah. Well, you might clap, but within a few days, I was taking money from every kid in the carnival. And I was like, I tell you what, son, if you give me $20, I'll give you an extra couple of shots, and if you win, I'll give you your money back. I'm taking money off of everybody, you know.
Doesn't take long.
It doesn't take long.
Now-
And you as well, but you did it, you know.
Yeah, I worked at carnival too, but mine's, yeah, you didn't want to go there. But let me ask you about, I want to ask you about being a student in Scotland. Did you ever study? It seemed like you were always sort of partying and drinking.
No, I studied. I mean, and I was president of the Law Society.
President of the Law Society, were you?
Certainly was,
Did you party a
fooled
lot?
them as well. Yeah, I partied a lot. Yeah, I had a lot of crazy times. In fact, while I was the president, we had a fancy dress, a Halloween cheese and wine ceilidh, right?
Cheese and wine
Cheese and
ceilidh?
wine ceilidh. You know, it's a kind of traditional Scottish dance, but none of that went on. We just all got drunk, and I dressed up as a Viking, and I swear, a lot of my friends were insane. And the next minute, I see 6 of them kicking the crap out this guy on the floor, and the guy didn't belong. I had to drag him away. I take him outside. And remember, I have horns on, and hair, you know, like false hair and a helmet and furry boots, and I took him outside and I'm holding him, saying, "You can't come back in, mate." And he grabs me by the throat and he's like, "What are you saying?" And he pulled me right next to his face. So I gave him the best Glasgow kiss. And he screamed at me, "I'm going to get you, I'm going to get you." By this point, I was really angry, and I'm like, "Well, remember the face then." And then I had visions of him later on that night with all his friends in the car, and his friend going, "So what did he look like, this guy?" And he's like, "Right, well, he had horns coming out his head. He had furry boots on."
And don't forget, that's the president of the Law Society. Okay. So you would, of course, be held up to a higher standard. Now, tell us about Dear Frankie. I read wonderful things about this movie. It's a very nice movie, isn't it?
I am so proud of this movie. It's been around for a while now because they held it up till after The Phantom, and I just hope that the buzz hasn't gone on it, you know,
Right.
because it's been around the festivals, and I've never had such great feedback on a movie, especially because it was a small thing that myself and Emily Mortimer just loved the story, loved the sentiment, and yet it's really refreshing and unusual and just beautiful.
What's the story? Tell people the story.
Well, very quickly, it's essentially this little boy who you realise as the movie goes on, he's deaf and he's mute, and he's moving around with his family, his mum and his grandmother, and he writes letters to his father, who is a sailor. But then you discover that he thinks he's doing that. This is a fiction that's been created by his mum to protect the boy, and actually she collects the letters and then writes back. And she's become quite hooked in this herself because she can find out what's going on in his head. And then it turns out the ship that he's supposed to be on is coming into town. The boy finds out she's in trouble, and she has to find somebody to play the boy's dad for a day, and that's where I come in.
Let's see, we have a clip.
We had an arrangement. You broke it.
One more day, that's all.
No. I want you to go now. It's over. Do you hear me? It's over.
My ship sails on Monday. There is only one more day.
Who the hell do you think you are? Who gave you the right to come in here and behave like this?
You did. He's waited all this time. You've waited all this time.
Dear Frankie at Open Fridays. Gerard, always a pleasure, mate.
Thank you.
Come back and see us again. Be right back with Three Doors Down right after this. Next guest, a terrific band from Mississippi. Tonight they're performing songs from the new CD 17 Days, which debuted last week at #1. Please welcome Three Doors Down. Three Doors Down. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much. I want to thank all my guests. Gerard Butler, thank you very much. Dear Frankie, here's the picture. Of course, Glenn Close. And Three Doors Down. Stay tuned for Conan coming up next. Bye, you guys.